Danny Ramirez's Joaquin Torres has stepped up as the Marvel Cinematic Universe's new Falcon in Captain America: Brave New World, and his story is only just getting started. Torres, a first lieutenant in the U.S. Air Force, was first introduced in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, being an ally for Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson in his effort to take down the Flag Smashers. In the years between the Disney Plus miniseries, which also saw Sam officially embrace becoming Captain America, Torres was also promoted to become the new Falcon. As shown in Captain America: Brave New World, Sam is very cautious with Torres joining him on missions in the Falcon suit, being worried about putting him in danger and wanting to keep training him. Together, the duo investigated Isaiah Bradley's apparent assassination attempt on President Thunderbolt Ross, learning of numerous people having been mind-controlled by the imprisoned Samuel Stearns, aka the leader, in his effort to punish Ross for his imprisonment. While helping Sam prevent an all-out war between America and Japan at Celestial Island, Torres is shot down, but survives and is seen recovering in the hospital in the movie's ending. In honor of the movie's Disney Plus release, Screen Rant interviewed Danny Ramirez to discuss Captain America: Brave New World. The star opened up about what surprised him the most from the reactions to the MCU film, as well as how it's truly the start of his journey as an Avenger, when he first learned he would be the first on Sam's team, and whether he thinks Joaquin would take the super soldier serum. He also shares his experience working with the Russos on Avengers, Doomsday and his Last of Us Season 3 future. Ramirez has been waiting 6 years to become an Avenger. He also thinks Joaquin would take the super soldier serum if offered. Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres flying in his Falcon suit in Captain America: Brave New World. Despite his near demise in the movie's final act, one of the biggest elements to come from Captain America: Brave New World's ending is Sam offering Joaquin the opportunity to join his new Avengers team, an idea Ross ran by him toward the start of the film. However, as Ramirez revealed to us, he's known about the plans to make Torres the first Avenger on Sam's team since 2019, with his first phone call offering him the role being a very special conversation with the Marvel Studios creative team. "I was told, hey, we've been traveling all over the world, and they're always asking, when's the first Latino Avenger coming? When's the first Latino Avenger coming, and we're happy that we're making that call right now, and he's here," Ramirez warmly recalled. "It was the sickest call I've ever received. It was framed in that, really, it was so dramatic. When they were like, he's here, I was like, that's me." In the years that followed, Ramirez went off to film The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which he indicates originally had plans to lay the groundwork until the team realized there just wasn't enough real estate to properly introduce Joaquin as Falcon, let alone bring him to the squad. After some delays with Captain America's development, he remembers sitting down with Julius Onah for lunch during pre-production, in which the co-writer-director was very excited to have his star read this little scene, and was taken aback when Ramirez's response was, "Finally." "I explained to him this exact story, and he's like, oh, hell yeah," Ramirez shared with a chuckle. "So it was, I feel like, a long time coming, but it was also incredibly exciting. I feel like I understand the MCU from the perspective of being on the wings waiting, but at the same time, I think I feel new to a lot of people that are viewing the story." As for how Joaquin reacted to the offer, Ramirez feels that his character is unable to register and process the moment, particularly as he's in the midst of beating himself up for being shot down. The star also felt that the events leading up to that ending moment, in which Torres has been a really good wingman for Sam, and that he was able to test the suit out and done lighter stuff, make it all the more impactful to get the offer, as he feels that Sam never made these mistakes in that way. Hearing from Sam that he did, to then go from disappointment to being invited, "I think that is wild, that got me really excited on the day," Ramirez explained. "And by the time we're riffing about getting suit upgrades and stuff like that, his energy is already kind of like, now, what's next?" I think he was really excited, and I was relieved. Now part of the team, Joaquin may find himself faced with the same question Sam was in Captain America: Brave New World, as to whether to take the super soldier serum that himself it was more important to be a symbol of anyone becoming a hero. For Joaquin, however, Ramirez thinks the new Falcon wouldn't hesitate to take the super soldier serum, acknowledging that Sam's maturity is the difference between the two characters. "It's an ongoing conversation, and he understands the full picture," Ramirez expressed. "He's been in so many of these situations, and it's taken him to this moment to be like, you know what? I'm not going to do it." Another of the main reasons Ramirez feels that Joaquin would take the serum is his experience with past Avengers battles being, through the news on his TV somewhere, being similarly influenced as the perspective of the audience. As such, his fascination with the serum and what it could offer would be that it's the only way I could compete in this way, but without taking into account the morality around it. As for his own perspective on his character taking it, though Ramirez feels he wouldn't be that scared of a super soldier-powered Joaquin, particularly given one of the side effects is it accentuates qualities that you have. I do think is of a clearer heart and mind and soul than someone like Evan Walker, Ramirez opined, and has a different yearning than like Bucky, although there's a similarity in that from the first time we ever meet Bucky, that he thinks he's the guy. He wants to be the guy, and the dynamic is kind of flip-flopped, and then there's a little jealousy that built up around him not being the guy. Ramirez also feels that Joaquin would also go into announcing having taken it to Sam and others without a second thought, which he also feels is maybe out of immaturity and not understanding the full picture. He went on to acknowledge that everyone has red flags, and that it could definitely play with Joaquin's ego, particularly after Brave New World, in which Ramirez played the character with a little bit of hubris as his story explored the theme of flying too close to the sun. Ramirez was surprised by how people took to Joaquin in the film. If I met Joaquin, he and I would probably argue a lot. As with some recent MCU movies, Captain America, Brave New World saw a somewhat mixed response from critics, netting a 48% approval rating from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, while still also landing a very positive 78% from audiences on the platform. Viewers found themselves thrilled by everything from the movie's set pieces, particularly the final act fight between Sam and Red Hulk, as well as the various Incredible Hulk ties and conspiracy thriller tone being reminiscent of Captain America, the Winter Soldier and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.